Hi everybody, my name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. So today I want to talk about protecting your energy. So when we're on a spiritual journey or a healing journey of any kind, this can lead us open to spiritual attack, but also psychic attack from other people. It can lead us open to dark entities as well as light entities. So this is why it's so important to keep our energy and our space clean and cleansed. Now, psychic attack, right? Like say with psychic attack doesn't have to be spiritual in nature. When you're growing, when you're on a spiritual path or spiritual journey or a healing journey of any kind, we tend to outgrow certain situations and certain people, family members, friends, relationships, jobs, etc. This can lead to people turning against us. This can lead to people resenting us. And you don't have to be spiritual to send a psychic attack. This is why it's so important to keep your shadow in check. Because if you think an ill thought or a jealous thought about anyone, even if it's just for a split second, even if it's not really conscious and it's an unconscious thing, if you're not healed enough, you will inadvertently send a psychic attack to somebody and that will end up bringing negative energy to them. So when we're on the spiritual journey and we turn against or we walk away from family members and friends because they're no longer in alignment with us, this can lead them to resent us. And this can lead them to send psychic attack to us, which will end up sending negative energy into our aura, into our space. And this can happen as well when we're creating businesses or creating a new life for ourselves. Some people can unconsciously be jealous and end up sending negativity towards that. This is why keeping your aura, keeping your energy and keeping your space cleansed is so important. Now, I spoke about this before. You can burn sage, incense, Palo Santos. So did I say that right? Palo Santos and or have crystals around. And now with sage, I want to come back to sage now for a second. I do use sage, but sage is very rare and it's only grown in a certain part of the world. So when you're using sage, like when you burn sage or incense or Palo Santos, the smoke will cleanse your energy from any kind of negativity, dark energy or psychic attack. Be mindful when you're using your sage. Because when you, like sage, as I said, is so rare. Like I have a stick of sage and it lasts me almost a year. And I'll sage my house once a week and I'll do mini sages as well. But I'm mindful when I use it. So if you're using that, please be mindful of it because it's rare and it only grows in a certain part of the world. So, any kind of smoke will cleanse your energy and any crystals will help as well with that. What I find so beneficial as well is asking your angels for protection. And Archangel Michael now is one of my favorite guys. He's always there for me. You can ask them to protect your energy from these psychic attacks, from this lower vibration energy. And like that's the thing with empaths as well. If you're an empath and you go out into crowds and you're around people a lot and you feel that energy of other people and you feel it depleting you, best way to overcome this is to ask your angels for help. And I ask Archangel Michael to shower me in a bubble of white light or blue light, whichever colour resonates with you, to protect me whenever I go out and about. And he's great I asked him to protect me on my drives as well. He's very good for that. Ask him to be with you. Ask him to protect you from any external vibrational energy coming in or any psychic attack. Another one as well is I will ask the angels, because when with us empaths or with us, any of us on a spiritual journey, there are times that you could actually randomly feel low vibrational energy. You can randomly feel depleted, randomly feel tired. Now, sometimes this isn't your energy. This could be collective energy. This could be psychic attack. This could be any kind of low vibrational energy. And I'll explain this actually. I'll explain a little bit about my journey over the last year. Because I walked away from my my dad last year, I could feel his energy on a telepathic level. I could feel his low vibration. I could feel his fear. I had a fear-based entity attached to me through him. So I was in a constant state of fear. But when I walked away from him, I could feel his psychic attack all the time. And I knew, because the reason I knew is because I knew my brother went to see him every second Saturday. And I would know on that Saturday when my brother was there, because I could feel my dad's hate, his talk about me more excessively. I could feel that psychic energy. I could feel it. And then an hour or two later, I got a text message from my brother. Do you know? And I was right. Like, I knew he was there. I knew my dad was talking to me. I could feel that negative energy coming towards me. So while I was, when I was feeling that, I used to make sure and sage my aura and sage my space. And that would instantly make me feel better. And also, when I was starting to create my business as well, I could feel, like, when I started to do the videos online, if I didn't sage, I could feel all this energy from social media. And that's another thing as well. Social media. When you're scrolling on social media all day, you're taking on this energy, especially if you're sensitive or you're an empath. You're going to feel all that energy, good and bad. You need to keep yourself and your space clean, because, even if somebody sees your picture online and just doesn't like you, just them looking at your picture could send a psychic attack or negative energy towards you through social media, through the internet, through the vibrations. So you have to be very, very aware of that, especially when you're setting up a spiritual business or anything like that. Be aware you're going to have haters. You're going to have lovers, but you're going to have haters. So you're going to need to kind of cleanse a little bit extra. If you walk away from people, and if you're starting your own path, you're going to have to be very mindful of protecting your energy. And I find with meditation as well, meditation is great for cleansing your energy, but you have to cleanse your space as well for meditation. Because I remember the first time I meditated, and I hadn't done shadow work. I didn't understand. I hadn't really started my healing journey. I was barely, and this was the first time I ever tried meditation. And I fell asleep during it. But I woke up out of a shot to an image of a monster in front of my face. And it was really weird. It was something I'd never seen before. It wasn't something like I'd seen in a movie. It was this really monstrous face. And I was just like, I'm never ever meditating again. That was scary. And what I realized afterwards is because I had so many shadow aspects, because I hadn't healed and cleansed my shadow side, I was receptive to dark energy as well as light energy. And I didn't meditate for a long time after that, but I did discover shadow work and I started to do inner healing. So therefore, when I finally did go back to meditation, my aura was clean and I was able to receive light. So, but I found as well, over the last year, I remember I was in the middle of a meditation, literally just started the meditation, and my internet stopped. The internet just went down completely. And I just said to myself, what's going on here? Why would the universe stop me in the middle of a meditation? And I got the download that it was because my space was unclean. So I cleansed my space and my aura, cleansed my whole house, cleansed outside and everything. And when I came back in, my internet was back. So I was right. The universe wouldn't let me meditate because I was going to be susceptible to both energies coming in. So therefore, I needed to cleanse my space. And I find this as well, when we're going through this transition, or if we're going through dark night of the soul. So when we're going through that shadow work and all that intense healing, this is the way I describe it. So you know with spaceships, right? They have the cloak of protection around them, but they also have a cloak of invisibility. So they're doubly protected. You can't see the ship, but even if you did fire at the ship, they're protected. But when you're going through dark night of the soul and when you're going through that shadow work, all your shields are down. So you are vulnerable. So you really do need to add that extra protection to yourself. And I noticed that as well over, like, so when I had that fear-based entity around me and when I was starting to heal again, I felt, and because I was after walking away from my dad and I could feel his toxic energy still coming at me, his psychic attacks still coming at me, I had to sage multiple times a day. Like when I say like multiple times a day, I only have to sage the house once a day, but I'd feel a psychic attack coming in and I just get a little stick of sage, burn a little bit of it and just spread it around my aura and my head. And instantly, and inhale a little bit of that smoke as well, because instantly I felt relieved. And that's how I knew it was a psychic attack, because when it's not your energy, it will lift completely. Whereas if it's yours to heal, it will stay until you heal it. So that's the thing, be so mindful. And like, you know, if you're setting up a new business, or if you're setting up, if you're after walking away from people because of healing, you're going to have to do that cleansing a little bit extra. And I find crystals are really good. These two, this is the Evil Eye. It protects against psychic attack. This one is black tourmaline. It does the same. And, you know, I have crystals with me all the time. I have crystals here as well. And I sage my space before and after I do these videos, because of added protection. Because I am more susceptible to psychic attack now, because I'm more in the public eye. Do you know, and you have to be just so mindful of this. And like, that's the thing. As I said, it's not just from other people. There is dark forces spiritually as well that will try and knock you back, that will try and prevent you from moving forward, will try and prevent you from pursuing your life purpose. So you have to be so mindful of how you purify yourself and how you cleanse yourself. And this actually can go towards what you put into your body as well. Because if you're drinking, alcohol lowers the consciousness, human consciousness, and leaves you susceptible to dark entities. Like, alcohol is the Arabic term for alcohol, which means body-eating spirits. So if you're drinking, if you're taking drugs, you're literally opening yourself up to dark entities entering your life. If you're even eating unhealthy food, if your body's not healthy, if you're not pure and cleansed within, this can lead you open to dark entities coming in as well. So be very careful. I don't drink any alcohol anymore. I don't take drugs anymore. And, you know, I'm vegan, and I eat very healthily. I cleanse my space. I have crystals with me. Being out in nature is very good to ground your energy as well and keep you cleansed and open your heart. All of these things are so, so important for you to protect yourself, protect your energy, because, like, as I said, it's not just the spiritual, it's not just psychic attack or anything like that. If you're an empath and a sensitive, you can feel other people's energy as well, good and bad. So you need to be so protective of who you allow into your space as well. And that's it. Cleanse your space of toxic people as well. That's one thing I've had to do. I cannot be around negative or low vibrational energy anymore. It depletes my soul. And because I spend too much time around that negative energy with my dad, I lost all of who I was. I was so unhealthy. I was so weak. My connection to source, my connection to my soul was gone, that I left myself receptive to a fear-based entity attaching to me. So I was in a constant state of fear. I couldn't go outside my front door. I couldn't even open my windows. Like, I was so scared. I was petrified. I was petrified of every single thing. I could not leave my house without freaking out. I was so fearful of everything. Everything that came into my head I was afraid of. And I was after being on a spiritual journey for a long time, so I knew the power of thoughts and I knew the power of mind, and I couldn't get out of this fear because it was an entity attached to me. The reason the entity attached to me is because I allowed toxic energy into my life to steal that protection that I had. So, you know, not just cleansing your space, cleanse your environment. If you're in a toxic work environment, if you're in a toxic relationship, if you're around toxic family members, if you're around any kind of negativity, if you're watching the news even, this kind of toxic energy will just deplete your shields. It will knock your shields down, and it will make you open and susceptible to these darker entities coming in and attaching to you. Now, it took for me to isolate completely. It took for me to sage and cleanse my energy every single day. It took for me to do proper inner healing and inner child healing and shadow work every day consistently for months and months and months, and isolating for months and months and months before I could get rid of all that toxic energy out of my system and all that psychic attacks out of my system. It took for me so long to be able to get to a place where I do not feel that psychic attack from my dad anymore, and I do not feel that negative energy anymore. because you need to, like, fear-based entities only attach when you're in a low vibrational state. They feed off fear. They feed off negativity. So, that's why it's so important to keep yourself high vibrational, cleanse your mind, your body, your soul, and your environment, so that you will not be allowed, not be susceptible to letting those darker entities into your life or into your body or into your soul. And that's what it is. My health deteriorated mentally and physically. I was gone completely because I allowed negative energy into my life, and I allowed myself to let my shields be broken down. And that's what it is. So be careful. Be so mindful of you, how you feel. What are you feeling? How are you feeling? Is this your energy, or is this collective energy? Is this psychic attack? Is this a darker entity? Be so mindful of that. Cleanse your space. And there's so many meditations online as well on YouTube that you can actually get to cleanse your aura and cleanse your space, and to, unblock your chakras and keep you protected. And I use these all the time. And especially when I didn't even know I had a fear-based entity attached to me. And I actually found this meditation that I used, and I used to play it in my sleep. But I woke up one night and actually I heard it consciously, and I was like, it was about entities and implants and stuff, and it was like releasing all that. And I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. That I have actually got, and my friend was after telling me a couple of times about entities, and I just dismissed him, and ever since, I've discovered I had an entity, I will listen to everything he says now, because, or anybody says now, because I'm like, oh my God, I could have saved myself a lot sooner if I'd have actually just listened to his advice. But so what I'm trying to say, so just be very, 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 very careful of your energy, your space, your mind, your body, your soul. Be very mindful of how people make you feel. If they're toxic, get rid of them. I'm sorry. If their blood is not thicker than water, the blood is not thicker than water. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. That's the real phrase. And that's it. Doesn't matter if they're family members. It doesn't matter if you've been in that relationship for years. It doesn't matter how long you've been in that job. If it is depleting you, it is not good for you. You need to protect yourself from these external negative forces by walking away from these people, by cleansing your energy from psychic attack, by cleansing your energy from spiritual attack. You need to be so mindful of, because you're here for a reason, and you're here to grow, and you're here to change things on this planet. But if you're not careful with how you protect yourself, you cannot be good for anyone. Because last year when I had that relapse, I was not well. If I had stayed in that toxic environment, I would not be sitting here right now, and I would not be healthy, and I don't know where I'd be. It breaks my heart to think, but I don't know where I'd be. I don't even know if I'd be alive, because I had lost all will to live. I was depleting more and more and more and more and more. I made the hardest decision of my life to walk away from that toxic energy. But I know now that I had to do it for my life purpose. I had to do it to change, to help others. And that's why we're here. We're not doing a spiritual awakening for nothing. We're not doing this healing journey for nothing. We're not walking away from these people for nothing. We're doing this so that we can change this, the way people live. We can change humanity and how we see life. This is what we're here for. So it's so beneficial, so important for you to protect yourself. Put yourself first. This people-pleasing thing is toxic for your soul, because you're depleting yourself by trying to help people who will not help you. What I mean by that, what I mean is, these are the people that are sucking the life out of you. These are the energy vampires. These are the toxic energies that are taking from you. And you're giving everything to them, and you're depleting yourself. This is not how it works. You need to choose yourself, choose your mind, your body, your soul, choose your health, so that you can be better for yourself, but for your purpose, for your mission on this planet, so that you can then help others. But you can't help others if you're allowing this toxicity into your life, if you're allowing this negative energy, this psychic attack into your life. So be careful of what you have in your environment, who you have in your environment, or cleansing your space, cleansing, with crystals, with sage, with incense. And as I said, be mindful with your sage because it is rare. So any kind of Palo Santos, and I keep thinking I'm saying that wrong. Am I saying that wrong? Anyway, but crystals are very good as well. And just meditation, ask your angels for protection because they will help you. And I as I said, like with Archangel Michael, I say, please, what do I say? Lift any energy that's not my own and help me heal any energy that is mine. Please send any psychic attack out to the universe and turn it into light. That's what I say when I feel like I'm having that random low vibrational energy. When I feel there's a psychic attack coming on, it's like, please send any psychic attack out to the universe and turn it into light. That's what I say. And that will lift, like straight away, instantly, I will feel better. So ask your angels for protection. Ask your angels for help. If you're going out in big crowds and when that normally depletes you, before you go out, ask Archangel Michael for that bubble of white light, protect you from any external energy, and this will help you feel a lot more energized. And that's the thing as well. When I was in the healing mode and when I was in that low vibrational energy and coming out of that fear-based state, when I went out in crowds, I used to feel absolutely horrendous. I used to be so depleted. I couldn't do it. I couldn't be around people because I was so open. My shields were down. But now that I'm back in my high vibe state, I can go out and I'm fucking grand. Like, I can go out twice. I can go to more than one place now. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to protect myself as much because my shields are back up. My shields and my invisibility cloak is back up and I'm protected now. But when we're in that low vibrational energy, we're more susceptible to that energy from the outside world. And like I was actually worried because I was feeling so depleted, even just to go shopping. And I was like, I need to leave the house. I've been healing long enough. I'm like, is this going to be the way forever? Because I used to love going to concerts. And then the last time I went to a concert, I felt so energetically drained. But that was because of the fear-based entity. And like, I'm starting to live life again and I'm starting to be able to be receptive to energy again and protective of it. Like, I'm not taking it on. I'm like, yes, I can leave the house. I can do stuff again. Do you know what I mean? But when we're in that when our shields are down, we can't do that. So we need to heal ourselves enough to bring our shields up so that when we can go out in crowds again, we're not going to feel that the collective energy as much. If somebody does send a psychic attack, we're already protected because we've raised our vibration to a higher state. So yeah, be mindful of that. Understand that the more you heal, the more you protect yourself, the more you raise your vibration, the less those attacks will be able to come in on you because you will be constantly protected by yourself and by the angels. So know that as well, that it does get better. If you're feeling that excessive energy at the minute, it does actually get better and it does get easier and you'll be able to handle it more because your shields will be back up and you will be all protected. So thank you so much for listening today and I really hope this helps. And if it does resonate, please like and share and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today and I would love nothing more than to help you on your path. Thanks again. Bye-bye.